Assalamu Alaikum. Think for a moment. Certainly, the agony of death is in accordance with worldly pleasures. The person who accumulated worldly pleasure the most will be subjected to the most pain at the time of death. It is narrated. The throes of death. Here is a glimpse of the severity of death and the hardship that accompanies it. Allama Jalaluddin Suyati Shafi Rahmatullah alayh has narrated, death is the most significant terror from amongst the terrors of this world and the hereafter. It is more severe than the claving of saws, the cutting of scissors and the boiling of cauldrons. If a deceased person become alive and informed people about the severity a person is subjected to during death, their luxuries and peaceful sleep would all come to an end. 9 Hadith about accountability. Here are 9 blessed hadith of the final Prophet of Sallallahu Ta'ala Alaihi Wasallam, which are helpful in increasing the passion to avoid temporary worldly pleasures and developing fear in regards to the accountability of the worldly bounties in the hereafter. First, on the day of judgment, Allah Almighty will summon a servant from amongst His servants, make him stand in His court, and He will question him about his status and rank in the same manner as He will question him about his wealth. Second one, if a person take a step, he will be questioned on the day of judgment, why did you take that step? Third, on the day of judgment, first of all, a person will be asked, had I not kept your body healthy? Had I not sated you with cold water? Did you fulfill the rights of them or not? Fourth, the master, slave, husband and wife will be brought forth and taken to account to such an extent that it shall be said to the man, you drank water with pleasure upon so and so day. And the husband will be told, there were others wanting to marry so and so woman, but you wanted to marry her yourself. Thus I made you marry her in place of them. Did you fulfill the rights of these bounties I granted you? Fifth, on the day of judgment, the believer will be questioned about every deed to the extent that he will even be questioned about applying coal into his eyes. Sixth, a person will even be questioned for the khutbah he recited, the advice or speech he gave. What was your intention behind this? Mubalighin and public speakers should think over whether they intend to call to a righteousness by delivering speech or to recite praise, frame of wealth. 7. Anyone calling towards anything will be made to stand with his invitation, calling on the day of judgment, even if he had called just one person towards it. This narration refers to sincerity, convening the call to the righteousness and making individual effort should be done simply for the sake of Allah. One should ponder whether they had performed these deeds for the pleasure of Allah Almighty or for anything else. 8th, I swear by that being who has complete power over my soul. The bounties you will be questioned about on the day of judgment are cool shade, delicious date fruit, and cold water. 9th one, on the day of judgment, every wealthy and poor person would wish that they had only received quote. In this world, quote means only as much food as is needed to save one's life and nothing more. More money, more problems. First, Sayyidina Abdullah bin Amira Rahmatullah alayh has stated, the more wealth one has, the more accountability he will face. Second one, Sayyidina Abu Zar Raziyallahu Ta'ala Anhu has stated, on the day of judgment, the accountability of a person possessing 2 dirham will be more severe than a person possessing 1. Third, The high-ranking Tahabi saint Sayyiduna Muawiyah bin Qurra rahmatullah alayhi said, "On the day of judgment, the most severe accountability will be against a healthy and affluent person."